Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone. Today I'm joined with amazing Finnish sister, Esteri. I found you on YouTube. I'll link your YouTube in the description and it will also be in the title. So make sure you click on subscribe. Her content is amazing.
Well, I'm Esteri. I'm 20 years old and I'm from Finland. I've been born and raised here, and yeah, I've been a Muslim for about a year and a half almost now. So still pretty new, but I'm excited to be part of this video.
Before you became Muslim, did you have a religion? Did you follow any religion? Did you believe in God? Where were you in that?
Actually, I did not really believe in God. Like, I've been raised in a family that wasn't believers, and I just never really thought about it much. And I just felt like it wasn't something for me. And I just thought, like, religion is dumb and stuff like that. Like, Finland is basically a Christian country, but most people that I know, at least, don't believe in God. So that was where I began my journey. So not religious at all.
I think a lot of people in European countries don't believe in God, even if they're in Christian countries. They just and a lot of people do have this kind of feeling that religion is dumb and that people who follow religion are being controlled and all this kind of thing. So I completely understand where you're coming from. But did you ever find yourself as a kid sort of like praying to God or asking for things from God? Because I feel like as kids sometimes we will lay in bed and be like, God, I really want this toy. I don't know. Did you ever experience anything like that?
Not that I remember, but probably sometimes when like life got hard, I would kind of like believe that there was something bigger, but then generally I would just be like, no, there is no God.
It's interesting you say that, because I think a lot of atheists are the same. A lot of atheists, they don't believe in God, but then like if they're about to die, they would be like, please God, help me, help me, help me, God, help me.
Yeah. And it's so incredible like how the mind works when it's getting dark in your life.
Definitely. So how did you become Muslim? What is your convert story?
Oof, where do I even begin? Well, I will give you a little background. So all my life I thought like Muslims basically are really bad people. Like, I don't know where it came from, probably from the media, but I just thought like all Muslims are Arabs and they're terrorists. Basic thing what most people here in Finland think, even nowadays. So that was my view on Islam. And then it was 2018 and I met my husband, and he's a Muslim, been born and raised as a Muslim. And at first I was like, we can get to know each other, but I don't want to hear about your religion. Like, you can believe what you want, but it's not for me. And then occasionally he would still like try to talk to me about Islam and like why he believes what he believes in and so on, and try to ask me questions like why don't I believe in God and stuff. And at the time I just felt like I just didn't care. Like, I was just like, oh, why can't we talk about something else? Like, I don't want to talk about this. And that went on for a while. Like, I think it was like half a year, maybe even longer. I would just shut my ears and not want to listen. And so then a little later on, I think it was almost Ramadan, and he was like really excited about Ramadan. And I was again like, really, you're fasting for a month and you don't even drink water? And like, why are you so crazy? And then I don't know what it was that just made the switch for me. Like, I wanted to know more about what he believed in and so on. So then I figured that there was a Quran translated into Finnish that you could listen to from one of the Finnish media apps. And then I started listening to that, and I just, at first I was like, okay, I don't really know, like the translations weren't the best. at some points they are like really harsh translations, where in Arabic it does not mean the same thing as in Finnish, for example. So that would really kind of like disturb me. And then I would ask my husband, well, wasn't my husband at the time, but anyways, I would ask him like, is this really what the Quran says? And like, how would you explain it? Like, why does it say that? And then he would always have a really logical answer for me and like show me that this is the Arabic word and this is what it means, and it doesn't mean the same as the Finnish translation, and so on. So then I don't know, I just listened to it, and then one day at a time I would be more like, okay, this is like kind of similar to Christianity, but makes more sense, and it's like really logical and has all these scientific facts in it, and just says that men and women are equal and everything. And I was just like, why did I have such a wrong like perspective of Islam before this? Like, how did that happen? Like, how are people so misled about Islam? And yeah, I just it took some time, but I just like kept listening to it, and then started watching like different debates and stuff from YouTube and Zakir Naik, his videos and all that, and it just seems so logical to me. And it just, I don't even remember the point where I like realized that this is it for me and this is the truth, it has to be the truth. But at some point that happened, and then I was like, ooh, what am I learning today, like from like like what is the word, like from my religion, is that how you say it? I don't know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it just happened. I don't really know.
Your story is absolutely amazing. I mean, you listen to the Quran first, and which is amazing, because I feel like a lot of us, even me, I turned to scholars first when I first learned about the religion. I was watching like Mufti Menk and people, and then I started reading the Quran. But like, you were really sort of, I guess, led through the Quran, which is very special.
Yeah,
that's very, very special. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah. So how did your family react when you were like, hey, I'm Muslim? Like, what happened there? What was the reaction?
Well, it took me a while to tell them. Like, I told my friends first because I thought that they would understand the most, because I had kind of shared my journey with them, like at least the closest ones. I would be like, okay, I'm listening to the Quran now and stuff. And then I think I already converted at the time when I was starting to talk with my mom about Islam. And I remember we were actually in the forest picking blueberries last summer, and then I was just like trying to lead the conversation into talking about Islam, and then she was like really into it because she has done her research earlier in the years, but didn't find it that it would be for her. But was like, I understand why you want to convert, and we had a really long discussion of it, and she was like making sure that I know a lot of it and I know where I'm getting into and stuff like that. And I felt like she was so supportive of me. Like, she was the best. She's always been the most supportive person in my life. So that's like, alhamdulillah, it was the best reaction ever. Like, she never felt like I was doing anything wrong. And she even said at the time I wasn't wearing the hijab, but she said that if I ever wanted to, she would totally support me, and like I shouldn't care about other people's reactions or anything. So I was like, oh, I have the best mom ever.
Wow.
Oh, alhamdulillah. And then actually I told my brothers like half a year later, So it was quite a long way to that point, but alhamdulillah, they were really, really supportive as well. Like they were kind of noticing the difference before I even told them. Like they knew something was up. And they were a little bit like suspicious a bit, because they knew that I wanted to marry my husband, and they were like, are you sure you're doing this for me? But also they know me, and they know that I'm like the person who always knows what she wants, and doesn't care about anyone else's opinions, and makes her own choices. So then they were just like, okay, if you think that's best for you, then go for it. Like, we are gonna be here for you. And so alhamdulillah, everyone's been so supportive of me. It's like a really great blessing.
Well, mashallah, your story is really amazing, and your mom is so amazing.
I know, she's the best.
I think that proves that knowledge is power, because not knowing something gives you a lot of fear, and the fact that she already knew about the religion allowed her to sort of make that decision more confidently and nicely, and be able to help you, instead of just being like someone who's who doesn't know anything about the religion, who's like, why you want to become Muslim, they're terrorists, what, you know, which is what happens to people who don't know anything about Islam. They say these things, you know.
Yep, definitely.
So knowledge is power.
Definitely.
Alhamdulillah. Well, thank you so much for coming on the channel, guys. Make sure you check out her YouTube channel. It's quite new, but mashallah, she's doing really well already, and inshallah it's going to keep growing. And thank you so much for coming on my channel. Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah.